So guys, this particular bill that the House of Rep wants to pass, that if you're eligible to vote in the country and you don't vote, that you are going to be imprisoned for about 6 months, or you pay a fine of 100,000, is actually causing a lot of brouhaha and chaos in the House of Rep. I'm going to play the video so you can see the fight that is actually happening amongst the lawmakers who have in the country. I wonder who brought out this particular bill and if he did not think it through. I'm going to play the video so that you can listen through, so that after listening to what these lawmakers, their arguments and their debates, then we'll come back to analyze.
That is my name, speaking for the good people of Uyo, who ran Nsadatai and Ibesipo and Federal Constituency. The only state, from Akwa Ibom State, the only state you can see in the Nigerian space flying. Mr. Speaker, while I thank you and other sponsors of this bill, that is a good bill, it's a wonderful one, but I have some reservations, Mr. Speaker. We are trying to put something on nothing. It is not the problem mandating citizens to vote. There is no problem making it compulsory for citizens to vote. But a situation where citizens have lost confidence in their vote, it becomes a problem, a very serious problem. And as such, Mr. Speaker, while we are making a law to make voting compulsory, we should also make a law that will make the votes of citizens count. The last election, Mr. Speaker, we can all say without shying from the truth, INEC chairman and all the INEC officers went around the country carrying out campaigns that their vote will count, giving all sorts of promises, and at the end, we saw something else. So while we are supporting the mandatory voting,
Mr. Speaker.
Let us do the needful.
Awaji Nombeg Dagomie Abiante. I represent Andoni Opobo Federal Constituency. I am from Rivers State. Mr. Speaker, yes, I would encourage that every man, every woman of voting age should participate in choosing who should attend to the issues of state. But in doing so, there are certain questions that I would have loved us to seek answers to, so that it will be very, very encouraging, very appetizing, very appealing to those who would want to vote. What will be the mode of enforcement? It is not just good enough that we have it in our books that voting is compulsory. How will it be enforced? My big brother, the Deputy Speaker, has referenced Australia, that certain incentives could be denied. What are the incentives in our climes? What are those things that citizens even enjoy? Is it that you'll be denied security? There is no water anywhere, as you say, you'll be denied your basic utilities. What exactly will be denied any man who has refused to vote in Nigeria? I don't think there's anything that can be denied any man that has refused to vote. Voting should be free. Some, even here in Parliament, some could afford to
so you're saying that there is nothing in government that...
Excellency, I am still... I require your protection. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, can we, in all honesty, tell ourselves that our voter register is clean? In some constituencies, you find Mike Tyson, who is not a citizen of that place, still on the register till today. When we talk about 30% of voters, 30% of what? The voter register is not clean in any way. There's no constituency that you say, this register, yes, there are human beings complete on this. So if we begin to use that as a yardstick to say our participation is low, I think we have questions to answer in that regard. There are people who registered in this country and they're in Ghana, they're in the US, they're in Australia, they're in London. Who will provide the logistics for them to come? If you say it is compulsory, probably you will deny them a renewal of their passports. So how would they get to my village? How would they get to Erokoto to come and vote? Who provides the logistics, Mr. Speaker?
Thank you, Honorable Abete.
These are some of the questions.
If you listen attentively to what that particular first speaker from Akwa Ibom State said, and he simply said the truth. Nigeria does not have issues of voting. We don't have issues of coming out during the election day to vote. But the problem is that the confidence that the Nigerians have in our electoral system, or probably electoral process, has actually dropped. So Nigerians no longer believe that their votes count. So the first thing before they should enact this law, the first thing that the federal government and the lawmakers and co should do is to address the issue of rigging and manipulation. If you watch, when he wanted to raise the issue of how INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu, deceived 250 million Nigerians in the last election, that RF portal was going to be used, that we are going to see our results at trade time and all that, it boosted the confidence of Nigerians. Nigerians in diaspora had to come back, abandon their works, or some of them took leave, and came back to the country to vote, just for them to be disappointed, disgraced, and shattered by the incompetence of the INEC chairman, Mahmoud Yakub, who claimed that there was a technical glitch. So this man was trying to say that let them first of all address the issue of this glitch, malpractice, and this incompetence of the Independent National Electoral Body, that Nigerians will willingly come out and vote. You cannot say if you're eligible to vote, if you don't vote, you'll be imprisoned. A fine of 100,000 or probably a jail of 6 months will be given to you. Does it make any sense when you've not yet fixed the problem? They don't force people to vote. It is our franchise right. If the right to vote, I'll be voted for. If you don't want to vote, I don't want to vote. Nobody can compel me. It is my fundamental human right to say I don't want to vote. So this is even more like a tyrannical law. But that is not even the point. The point is fix your INEC body and watch how Nigerians are going to take part in mass to come and vote. You can't tell them to keep short or probably deceive them and tell them you must vote. Then you manipulate the election result and believe that they will be stupid enough to come back the next day to come and carry out the same exercise. After the 2023 election, many people said, we are no longer going to vote. In fact, some of them tore their PVCs and their qualifications and all that, saying we are not going to participate in election again because elections in Nigeria are all in shambles because of the incompetence of the INEC. So let these people, a particular problem is being solved bit by bit. Yes, there is always voter apathy. There is always low turnout in elections in Nigeria. Now, the best way to address this is to address the Independent National Electoral Body. Let them conduct a free and fair election and watch how Nigerians will turn up and start voting in subsequent election periods, which is basically the truth. The other lawmaker there was making a very serious case about what will be the fate of those that are not in Nigeria. We've not even started our diaspora voting. So imagine Nigerians that are outside the country. Are you saying that you punish them for not voting during the election period? Probably you deny them visa or probably find a penalty on them. Now these are the things or structures you must put in place before we can say this particular law will be enacted. If the elections are free and fair and Nigerians are not voting, it is a different case. You can challenge it and probably make this law. But the elections are not free and fair. Still yet, you want Nigerians to go and participate in a system that their vote will not count, that some of them will be injured. We saw what happened in Lagos and other areas in 2023 election. So you want them to continue going the same pegu, the same rhetorics of election violence and all that. Fix your election and watch how Nigerians are going to comply with you and watch how Nigerians are going to turn out en masse. Meanwhile, I'm not going to waste your time. Let me play this particular video of a guy who is actually challenging the EFCC. Since the EFCC have failed to arrest Tompolo, he was marching on the Naira and saying this and that, saying all sorts of things because of how EFCC, they believe that some people are above prosecution, that he believed that EFCC was actually, or is actually afraid of these particular people like Okoya children and all that. I'm not supporting what he did, but let me play the video so you can see what he was doing. When we come back, we'll try to analyze and dissect more issues.
Nigeria EFCC, see the unvaluable Naira we no get value. See am. See our Naira we no get value. See am. You see, I don't step on am. You see the Naira be? I go step on am. Nothing I go feed you. You understand? My papa na Okoya. My papa na Tompolo. See una Naira we no get value. Nigeria EFCC. I don't abuse Naira. You guys should do whatever you want to do. See the Naira. You understand? This is our Naira. See am. See am. See am. My papa na Tompolo, my papa na Okoya, you understand? Since you guys only use your power against the poor, you understand? The same you guys that claim that Naira abuse is an offense in Nigeria, you people have been using your power and that your same law against the poor. You understand? I am a poor man. This is the Naira EFCC. I want to see whatever you people want to do. This is the fucking Naira. You see how? Naira don't get level.
Now, from the video you just watched, it's not like we are supporting the stuff he did or anything, but this is equally a message to the EFCC because the selective justice in the country is too much. We saw Tompolo how he was mutilating the Naira during his birthday celebration of one of the occasions in the South region. He was marching or walking on the Naira. We saw Okowa children how they did what they did, and the EFCC even gave them respect. But look at how the EFCC harassed very dark man, how they abducted him, and how they did a lot of things to him. So people are saying that if EFCC cannot go after Tompolo, it means they believe that some people are above the law. That is why this particular, though I'm not in support of the method, the modus operandi this guy is using to send a message to the EFCC, I believe he shouldn't have mutilated the naira to prove his point. He could have actually told the EFCC what he wanted, other than mutilating the naira. Though the EFCC has promised that they're going to prosecute Tompolo, but to date, we've not seen any message from them whether they are truly prosecuting this particular Tompolo, or probably they are just saying it for saying sake. We don't know yet, but I was going to update you guys based on that particular matter. Well, let me play a video of Enyolua. A lot of people might not like him, but kindly watch this particular video and listen to what he said against the JAMB and what they did, how they their mistake led to the cancellation of about 300,000 students' results, and a lot of things. Listen to him, because we play a lot in the country that we don't know that some certain things are sacrosanct and shouldn't be played with. Let me play the video of Enyolua. When we come back, we'll try to wrap up issues here.
A society where abnormalities have become the new normal. But when it comes to education, I speak up, and I think everybody should as well, because education is the bedrock of every society. We have spoken earlier about how improper it is for young adults and teenagers to sit for a 6:30 a.m. examination. Now, there is a mass outrage of people saying, this same examination, we've all failed it, and the examination body says it's because of technical issues. Let me put this into context for you. This exam is written once in a year. That means that throughout the year, the examination body is preparing for this same examination. Not only that, the budget for this examination is 18 billion naira. That's about $11 million. There is absolutely no software that this examination body needs that they cannot afford. 2, this examination is a computer-based examination and is all objectives, meaning that you should be able to click the submit button and your scores will come out immediately. It should be able to show you your mark sheet. It should be able to say that the correct answer for this question is option A, but you clicked option C, and this is why you've missed this question. But none of this happened for an examination that sits only once a year. So you're telling me that if people didn't make TikTok videos, 1.1 million students would have been out of university this year, all of their dreams put on hold because someone somewhere decided not to do their work. And then we complain that the rate of crime is increasing in the country. Yes, because people who are supposed to be in school are at home idle. This is not a technical issue, it's a choice. A choice that some people somewhere decided not to put in any extra care or effort into doing their work. And then the head of the organization comes on TV and is crying, and people start clapping behind. And you ask them, why are they clapping? And they say, oh, at least this organization showed emotion, unlike other organizations. An abnormality made normal. Not only that, the Twitter handle of this organization comes out and tweets, man proposes, but God disposes. Come on, an abnormality made normal. Now, these students have been asked to come and rewrite this examination in the middle of another compulsory examination that they are writing. Again, putting your comfort before that of the students for a mistake that you made. Why the rush for an examination that expires after 1 year? For an examination that even if you pass it and you do not enter the university that year, regardless, you have to come back and write it again. For an examination that people have written almost 7 times. For an examination that people have committed suicide because they did not pass. Why are you putting your comfort before that of the students for a mistake that you made? All anyone is asking for is proper care and attention to your work. Your work that determines the life and future of children trying to get into the university. That is all. Go back to the drawing board and properly plan the examination. Dot the I's and cross the T's, ensuring that the systems that you've put in place work and not crying on TV.
So from the video, you could hear what he said. Everything Nigeria is angry with JAMB and the way they manage this entire situation. For how long are we going to continue with the ineptitude and incompetence of a lot of people? During the 2023 election, this was the same thing that INEC body being led by the INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu said that there was a technical glitch that affected the IRF portal and code. Till date, nobody has explained to us what kind of technical glitch happened that day, despite the fact that billions of dollars were budgeted for that election. The same thing goes for INEC. You could hear what this Enyolua said about how many billion was budgeted for this particular JAMB. You can't keep on eating money. You have enough resources to work with, yet you can't do anything. But we live in a country whereby there is no punishment for such thing. In a developed country or in a serious country, those that are involved in this particular JAMB issue must have lost their job, so that it will be a warning and a message to those that are going to take up the job any moment in the future. But in Nigeria, the INEC chairman that committed that Abakata Abra in 2023 is still the INEC chairman. There is no penalty, nobody was sacked, nobody was punished, despite the so-called glitch that they claimed. The same thing is going for JAMB. Nobody is being penalized. Meanwhile, some students are lost their life because of this same JAMB issue. Some of them were exposed to a lot of security threats because they were made to write this exam by 6:30. A lot of complications, and the government cannot even say you must actually be sacked because of this your failure and incompetence. At least to serve, and like I said before, as a warning to other people that are going to take up the job not to misbehave in the same manner. But like I said, we live in a country whereby anything goes. Nobody is punished. Nobody is being held responsible for any single thing. People believe they can do anything in Nigeria and go scot-free. I don't blame them, because we live in a country whereby nobody cares about anything. Nothing matters. We live in the anyhowness in the country is something else. We live a wayward life that not even accountable in the country. That is why today nobody is punished in JAMB, but they are expecting the students to return back to their JAMB center and pass through the rigorous process that they passed through before. He said it was a glitch, so you would not fix everything, despite the billions that was projected for this. Despite the billions and upon billions that was projected for this simple exam. One of the, in Nigeria, the simplistic thing are being made to be so complex that you keep on wondering, are these people real? Something that is of no value, not of no value, something that is so simple, that shouldn't be a complex situation. Nigerians will find it very difficult to do that, and just to write an exam, mark an exam, program a system that marks the exam and publishes the students' results immediately. They wouldn't publish the students' results immediately. They would wait after some. You keep on wondering, it's computer-based exam. You're waiting for days before you can get your results, to show you the level of incompetence. Well, I'd like you guys to drop a comment, share this video, and make it go viral.